You are watching Outnumbered, and we are glad that you are. Democrats are being accused of caving into the president on the issue of more sanctions against Iran. 10 Senate Democrats, in defiance of President Obama, have been working with Republicans on a bill that would impose harsher penalties on Iran if it doesn't accept a deal curbing its nuclear program. But in an apparent about-face, you know they do that in Washington. The Democrats have now told the White House they will seek to delay a vote on the measure for 2 months, saying they will give the administration more time to reach a deal before the late March deadline. Meanwhile, one of the president's harshest critics on foreign policy, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, has this chilling warning.
The biggest mistake is yet to come. If we continue on the path we are with the Iranians, they're going to wind up with a nuclear capability just like North Korea, and one day have a bomb. He's about to make the biggest mistake of his presidency, and that is allow a nuclear capability, thousands of centrifuges in Iran to be operated by the Iranians, to be overseen by the United Nations.
Did you hear it? That was the mic hitting the floor.
I thought that was the last block. Okay. When you dropped that knowledge, Faulkner.
Stop. So my question is, are you shocked that the Democrats have capitulated and gone with the president? And let's not gloss it over. That's what's happened. By giving a 2-month delay, is that not what's happened?
Yes, that's what's happened. All I have to say, what I am, is very proud of Boehner and Netanyahu speaking to Congress. I am so proud. He has finally grown a pair of cojones. And, you know, because I wanted him out, and I wanted Trey Gowdy in. And now I think maybe we can do this.
You mean as Speaker of the House, you wanted to see John Boehner out?
Yes, I did. I did, because he wasn't doing what he said he was going to do. He was doing nothing. And now having Netanyahu speak before Congress is wonderful.
All right. Pete, you're breathing heavily. Please say something.
I am breathing. That happens to me often.
Is it because you're wearing red socks?
It might be, yes, and because I don't run enough.
Or because you smell the Pizza Hut that you brought.
That is also distracting me heavily today. I will say that what Boehner understands, and what Lindsey Graham said, and he's 100% correct, is that the Iranian bomb is the single greatest threat facing America today and stability in the world. And when you look at it in that context, these kind of petty delays by 2 months are entirely unhelpful. And these sanctions, all they're going to do is slap them back on if they pass the bill, if they don't reach a deal, or if they cheat on the deal. And we already know they're cheating on it. Their centrifuges are still spinning. They're still trying to develop. All they're trying to do is buy time. And by waiting on this kind of legislation, they're buying more time.
What do you think when Benjamin Netanyahu gets here, Prime Minister of Israel, gets here sometime early March? He's going to speak to both houses of Congress. What do you think he's going to say?
I think he's going to lay down the law like he always does. He never gives gray area. He's going to say what President Obama should say. And I think it's good that Boehner's doing it. I agree with Stacey, because we need to tell the world whose side we're on, and that's not happening. So John Boehner, by having Netanyahu there, is saying, listen,
and not
you falter on this
Netanyahu
deal,
says what he means, means what he says.
You falter on this deal, you know where we're going to go. But you're right, Harris, when you bring up the whole running out the clock. That's what the Iranians want to do. They want to run out the clock. We're getting played. That's the bottom line. We're getting played. So the question is, does President Obama know we're getting played? Is he too naive, or does he not care? And I will say this, he is not a naive man. President Obama knows what he's doing.
I don't think Senator Graham is only telling the cameras.
I'll tell you what's going on here. You know, there's a couple things. One, Iran is running the region completely, and they actually have conservatives. If you can believe it, there are people who are more conservative. I wouldn't consider most people in power in Iran to be moderates, but the more conservative of them, they think that anyone who's negotiating with the United States on this accord, they're a bunch of big fat wusses. And, you know, they want the talks to completely fail, and they want us to do the dirty work in Syria for them. It's an oil-rich region. Why are we concerned that they have nuclear power for anything? In fact, we should be directing all of that energy literally in this country, creating energy with nuclear facilities.
And you know, it's interesting, because in 2 months, look at what they have accomplished. You talk about taking reins over the region. 4 to 5 capitals in Middle Eastern countries are now backed or overrun by Iran-backed rebels. So when you look at what they're doing in that part of the world, Iran, 2 months is a lot of time.
Oh, it's a lot of time. And with this bomb, it just we talk about radical Islam and the threat that we face. There is, of course, a gigantic civil war going on between Sunni and Shia, and this bomb for the Iranians ramps that up even higher.
It changes the game.
Changes the whole geopolitical game.
If they do get the bomb, I do think we're closer to World War III.
We are.
If they do get the bomb. But I will say this, even though we're delaying it, no deal is better than a bad deal.
Agreed. Completely.
We'll see.